In 1998, Jamal and his fellow Rainier Beach teammates were reveling in their school's first ever state championship. But by the time the new season rolled around a few months later, the honeymoon was already over.
It was one of those things where they were coming off the championship year, so now it was everybody was just basically trying to make their mark on, who they were within the Rainier Beach program.
We got Nate Robinson. We got a couple of other guys who were younger at the time who thought, it was their kind of time to step up.
From the moment Nate walked through the doors, it was like, I want to guard Jamal every day. I want to make sure that I'm the one that checks him every day in practice. We knew Nate was a good player, but boy, oh boy, he was just like one of those little kids that you just want to tie him up and sit him in the corner.
Some of the younger guys on our team was kind of mad because they thought it was going to be their time to be the man, but yet here's the best player in the state, probably in this region, coming back. We actually were only an okay team that year.
We didn't really buy into team like we should have, and we beat ourselves. We look back, we lost to a team in the state tournament who, if we played the next day, we beat them by 20, but we didn't think big picture. We were all thinking, hey, it's my time to shine and whatever, and bit us in the butt.
But Jamal's concern for his team's on-court chemistry quickly faded as he and his then high school girlfriend, Amber, faced a very tough challenge.
I got some news that I could have a son on the way, and it was, going back, I was like, man, I'm scared to death. I'm 17 years old. But my whole thing was, he didn't ask to be here. So I'm not gonna do the whole abortion route or anything. He didn't ask to be here. My decision to impregnate somebody, and it was my decision. So I said, I'm going forward with this. We're gonna have the baby.
Jamal and Amber were lucky. Their families were very supportive of their decision to raise their son.
It was kind of traumatizing at first when he told us, but we were like, oh, okay, well, it's kind of normal. Everyone had their kid when they were young in our family. So I knew he had a good support system, and he made it. He made it through. He made it through that scary moment.
Everybody's upset at first. Obviously, they're disappointed. Like, you're a kid yourself, what are you doing? But then after they get over that, when the baby actually comes, like, oh my gosh, he's so cute, he's so, this or that. And I think from that point on, it was nothing but love as far as everybody helping, because I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I went and got a job. I worked at Key Arena, actually, where the Sonics played at the time. And I remember my first weekend, I think I worked 27 hours in 2 days. I worked 14 hours one day and 13 the next. Fell asleep on one of those hours on the job. I was so tired. I actually used to bring the ice creams and the candies and all that stuff up to the concession stand from underneath in the arena. And while I was up there, I would make it a 30-minute pit stop by watching the game sometimes. I would sit in one of the aisles and watch the Sonics play. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was crazy because fans would see him, they're like, hey, that's Jamal. And so they would ask for autographs. He was like, I can't right now.
It's weird now or when the Sonics were here at least, I would go back there when we played the Sonics, and people that worked with me when I was 17 was like, man, we didn't even know you played. You went from working with us to in the NBA. It's like a like Mike story for them, right? Because they didn't know I actually played. I was just working, doing my job. I always wanted my name to be Eric, which is funny. So I was like, I'm naming my son Eric. That's the coolest thing. There it is.
Eric came into the world. He did not let it stop him or deter him from the path that I think, if anything, it made him stronger. It made him push more towards the goal. Jamal worked a job in high school where he didn't get off till 2 o'clock in the morning. We had to be at school the next day at 7. So these are the different things that a lot of people don't see now because it always looks like it's bright. But there was a lot of dark stages in the beginning that we went through. And I say we because I was a part of all of this with him. You know what I'm saying? Even with the fact of going through the pregnancy and the fact of with Eric being born and he was in an incubator and he couldn't be released from the hospital. I remember vividly that when he was in the incubator and Jamal's holding his son's hand through the little hole that you can actually push through, and it's just, and I told him, he's gonna be all right, man. It's just, all this is for your making. So you have to make it.
That summer he went out and did his summer circuit at AU, and that's when the fun began for him.
Everybody who saw Jamal just knew that he was just that special player who was going to, have a lot of success at the next level.
He ripped the circuit apart on that level. He put on a flat-out show, shooting, passing, dunking, handle, making people fall.
My godbrother actually was on his team, Ira Davis. My phone rang, and it was Ira, and Ira was like, man, this guy's down here putting on a show. I'm like, what was he doing? He's like, Will, you don't understand, every college coach in the country is surrounding our games.
When I started playing AAU, that's when I kind of took off around the country because it gave me a whole nother platform to kind of display my talent on. After playing AAU, I had my pick of the litter where I wanted to go, whether it was Michigan or UCLA or Washington or Georgetown or wherever. I could have pretty much went wherever at that point. I was always focused on making it to the NBA. I figured if I made it to the NBA, everything else would work itself out. I have a kid, but now I have a means to support him. That was the bigger goal for me, always.
I said, Jamal, don't you think you should wait one more year? Big names are coming out. I said, just think what one more year would do. And he said, I got to go this year. And he looked at me and he just said, just believe in me.